This video is brought to you by Raycon. Goodness gracious me. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, or TROS, has what is said to be its final trailer, but probably not before the film's release in December. So you know what that means? I'm doing a trailer breakdown. No, I'm not doomed to do this for all eternity. What are you even talking about? I'm just excited to talk Easter eggs and references and things missed in relation to some of the new footage, including some surprises that show up in the Resistance fleet. There's a lot going on here. What's going on with C-3PO? Is this some kind of reprogramming? There's even a sweet prequel reference in this scene. The return of Lando and some Resistance members, revisiting the second Death Star. What's the deal with the Emperor? And many and much more things that are happening. Also, it would certainly help this video if you gave it a big old bloody thumbs up. That's not going to go astray. I'd appreciate it. I bloody love it. Just want to say up top also that I've seen a number of people say on Twitter that this trailer confirms a number of leaks or things that they've heard. Now, I don't know any of that. I haven't been reading any of the spoilers, so I won't be covering it. It's more speculation about the official stuff that's been released. Just FYI. All right, let's get on with it. Okay, so this trailer starts with Rey running through a forest, battling with a training probe. Her leaping this chasm reminds me of this moment from The Force Awakens. And then cut to her being inside what looks like the second Death Star. I thought at first maybe this might be a flashback, but no, this looks to be from the new film. Here we've got a Resistance meeting. We will get into the specifics of who's helping them out here, but it appears the call that went out at the end of the last film, the one that nobody answered, well, now people have rallied behind General Leia and the heroes and such. Of course, we've got Lando there, another Mon Calamari. This might actually be a relation of Admiral Akbar, who died in the last movie. If it is this character, he's actually shown up in a recent Star Wars comic. Rose Tico didn't get any play in the last trailer, but here she is here. Behind her is Billy Lord, who of course in real life is Carrie Fisher's daughter, and she looks to be paired up with Dominic Monaghan from Lost as a new Resistance member. This orange X-Wing looks to be Poe's. Got the Tantive 4 again. I talked about this more in my last trailer breakdown, but yeah, it appears as if it is the same ship from Star Wars A New Hope, and of course then we again get a glimpse of Kylo Ren and Rey battling on top of the Death Star. Later in the trailer, we get Finn running across it too, calling out to Rey. I'd say if Kylo Ren is there as well, then it means that, yeah, the Death Star is housing something that both the Resistance and the First Order are interested in. The Falcon has returned. It's got a brand new dish. Remember it had the round dish, then that dish got knocked off, then it had the square dish, and that dish got knocked off. It's been a wild ride. This looks to be a new component on the ship. Maybe it isn't. I haven't seen it before. If you've been on that Star Wars Land ride, it's probably in there, but it seems to be hyperspace related. Chewbacca, of course, returns. He's got his new human crew. To him, because he's so long-lived, humans are like dogs. He picks up a new one every 50 to 60 years.
Since when do you know how to fly? 190 years old?
He's had so many pets by now, but he's a pretty responsible owner. Here we get a water skiff skimming towards the Death Star. And in this moment, this looks like the same scene that we saw in the last trailer, as in C-3PO with red eyes. Looks like they're making some serious adjustments to him. In this scene, we actually get Zori Bliss, played by Kerry Russell, a new character for this movie. She's described as the leader of the Spice Runners of Kimji, which is an ice planet, and she's neutral in the war between the First Order and Resistance. But it seems as if now she has picked a side. Also, she's got a past connection to Poe Dameron. Also in this scene, if you look behind C-3PO, I'd say this is probably Zori Bliss's lair. That's a battle droid from the prequels. The Star Wars prequels. You've seen them. We talked about this in the last trailer breakdown, but yeah, Carrie Fisher's back. Looks incredible. Like she's really there. They've done an excellent job of this. Again, we've got this speeder chase. We've got another sand planet. It's very exciting. Now, because there's some kind of festival going on, I think this yellow smoke bomb is actually a part of that, and it's been repurposed as a weapon against these Imperial speeders. Billy D. Williams, we get a better shot of him as Lando. Now, I would bet my balls that they will not kill Billy D. Williams in this movie. I think people are very upset that, first of all, Han Solo died, and then Luke Skywalker died. And although Carrie Fisher didn't die in the movie, obviously she has passed away in real life. And a lot of people do wish that we had that reunion between all these cast members. So basically what I'm saying is I think Lando's going to live on through this. And it also wouldn't surprise me if we do get a flashback to some of the original characters together, kind of getting that closure that people or after. Here we've got a Y-Wing going up against an Imperial Star Destroyer. These are very old ships, even around the time of New Hope. They were no good, mate. So they really are calling on anyone and everyone who can help. Okay, so in terms of the Resistance ships we've got here, good gravy, there's a lot of this. As soon as I saw this, I went, oh my God, I'm gonna have to look at every one of these. Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to be here forever. But luckily, Steven Sankey, 88, over on Twitter, sent some images over that have been super helpful. He's even circled them. I mean, they're orange circles, which I'm thoroughly against. I'm not an amateur, but again, I thoroughly appreciate you, Stephen. Thank you. Okay, so this is the Ghost from Rebels. It looks to be the same model at the very least. It's entirely possible also that it's being piloted by Jason Syndulla, who you might know as the green-haired son, hybrid Twi'lek/human person of Hera Syndulla and Kanan Jarrus. That'd be a sweet bloody callback. That ship, of course, has also appeared in Rogue One. Also from Rogue One, we get the U-Wing. I think of all the newly designed Star Wars ships from this new era of movies, this is my favorite. It feels new and fresh, but also it fits really snugly into those old designs. This could be the Uravana, which apparently is Han Solo's ship from The Force Awakens. Remember that one? It was like a big gaping mouth. It was like, chop chop, I eat little ships, chop chop chop. We get Ketsu's ship, the Shadowcaster from Rebels, possibly with modified engines. Thank you, Stephen. The Crucible from the Clone Wars, or again, as Stephen says, a ship of the same class since the Crucible was very old. Some other ones of note is a Star Fortress bomber, which we saw in The Last Jedi, a Hammerhead Corvette, again from Rogue One, a few Mon Cala cruisers thrown in there for good measure. And what is this? This looks very Star Trek-y, very Enterprisey. What does this mean? What's going on? Well, look, first of all, it's probably not that. But secondly, there has been crossover in the Star Trek and Star Wars universes before. A very early example of this is the Millennium Falcon is actually in the movie First Contact. Oh my goodness. That's unbelievable. Now, in regards to this Imperial fleet, they look very much like a classic Imperial design. I've talked about this before, but I do wonder whether this fleet is the one that disappeared into the unknown regions. Now, you can read all the various books and extra material on that, or I could just read you the Wikipedia synopsis to tell you what's going on here. And this ties into the return of Palpatine. But basically, Palpatine, the Emperor, installed a secret observatory on the planet of Jakku that had a map of the unknown regions. And from there was dispatched a number of probe droids to test out different ways into the unknown regions just before the Emperor died. Anyway, they found a safe path to the middle of unknown space. So the Emperor's ship, the Eclipse, was sent out that way. And that was shortly followed after the Battle of Jakku, which was just after the Battle of Endor, by the remaining Imperial fleet. So they were able to go out there, rendezvous, wait, and rebuild, which eventually meant the rise of the First Order. So I think another idea for out there is the Emperor was looking for a plan or a way for him to return. From memory, there's also talk in the source material that he heard something out there calling to him. People have speculated that it's Snoke or some other variation on Snoke. I don't know. So he's found a way to cheat death in the unknown regions, is what I'm saying. The unknown regions aren't all bad, though. That's where Luke was. That's where he was hiding in The Last Jedi. That was a pretty nice rock and water and grass planet, wasn't it? Anyways, as this space battle is going on, we got B-Wings, we got bloody C-Wings, we got D-Wings. Those last two aren't real ships. Probably, maybe they are. But the Resistance here, they've brought space horses to this spaceship battle, which seems very ill-advised. But I haven't been in any space battles, so I don't know. Maybe this is a good thing. This bit's pretty exciting, especially if you love nostalgia. The Death Star throne room of the second Death Star makes a return, completely run down and destroyed. Well, not completely, because you can still tell what's what. But again, I talked about this in my last trailer breakdown. There were elements of exploring the wreckage of the Death Star. That was concept art from The Force Awakens. That was, of course, taken out. But now they've been put in to this movie, it would seem. This battle here, it's interesting, relative term, because it doesn't look Imperial or First Order-ish. And I do wonder whether this is an interior of the Tantive 4, again from A New Hope, that we haven't seen before. That's just a guess, I don't know. But I wonder whether they're going to do a scene that mirrors A New Hope, where Kylo Ren storms on board, looking for trouble, and then has a confrontation with Rey. They both cut through here what looks like an obsidian statue. I say obsidian because it's like a black building material that's in the Star Wars universe. Vader's castle was built out of it. This could be a statue of anything. I don't know, the Emperor, Kylo Ren, Snoke, Vader, Wicket the Ewok. Could just be nothing, could be a drink stand. Anyway, you can also see in this scene that Rey is holding a knife, a small blade, fighting with two things. I mean, I would. Bring a knife to a lightsaber fight. That's what it's all about. All right, the Emperor, he's returned. You know what he's about. Being an evil prick. Ian McDiarmid, of course, has been confirmed to return. We don't know exactly how that's going to happen. I'd say it's probably like a Force ghost situation, I assume. Like his spirit is trapped in something, or he squirreled it away somewhere for a rainy day. I wonder though whether this chair is moving, because it looks like it's shifting a bit. Maybe it's just the angle of the camera. This chair though looks very similar to a Ralph McQuarrie concept art from Return of the Jedi for the Emperor's chair. They're always digging back into his old stuff, bringing it into new movies and TV shows and such. There's some other significant stuff that I think might come into play at the end, which I'm going to talk about in a bit. But yeah, this is worth mentioning. I've mentioned it. Yeah, obviously, this movie is supposed to tie in together all 9 films, not just the previous films. So it's supposed to call back to literally everything. Hence the battle droid, hence the Emperor.
Kill him, Anakin! Kill him!
hence the bloody Tantive 4. It's all there. Also, I just want to say, John Williams, this is going to be his last Star Wars score. The music for this trailer is incredible. I mean, I feel like you could put literally any Star Wars scenes to this music and it would absolutely work.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
Now, this isn't an ad for Star Wars tickets. I don't care whether you see it or not. I don't give a shit. But there has already been some ticket sales broken for this movie. This is from Brandon Katz over on Twitter. He says, to date, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker has sold 45% more tickets on Atom tickets in the first hour of pre-sales than Avengers Endgame did earlier this year. The first hour of pre-sales for Skywalker set a new record for Atom tickets. Now, obviously, this is great news for Star Wars and Disney and all of that. I mean, sucked in Avengers Endgame, a property that Disney also owns. But yeah, it could easily be said that, look, more people are now purchasing their tickets online. Also, the Star Wars superfans are rushing out to buy them. Also, there's no guarantee that ticket sales are going to hold. It could be a massive drop-off. We don't know. That really greatly depends on the quality of the movie and how it resonates with the larger audience, not just people who like or know Star Wars. Still, it really can't be said at this point that Star Wars is dead. I mean, I know to some it is. I've seen the bloody videos. They're constantly being recommended to me. But I can't imagine the ticket sales in this will top Endgame. What I'm saying is, the interest is clearly still here. People like these characters. People like Star Wars enough to show up at this point. And look, it's okay if you don't like Star Wars and you don't want to see it. As I said, that's fine too. Good, you can like a different thing or nothing. That's fine. Regardless, this movie could be good, it could be terrible. It remains to be seen. The real question for me is though, if we're doing callbacks, how many Star Wars Force Ghosts are we getting in this movie? Are we getting an Obi-Wan? Are we getting an Anakin Skywalker? I reckon we're going to get a Force Ghost bonanza. It's going to be a who's who of Force Ghosts. People will be like, who's that? And then John Boyega goes, that's bloody Kit Fisto. He's the water one. And then someone else is like, who's that? And then Rose is like, that's bloody Dan Aykroyd from Coneheads. It's going to be a who's who. I think there is going to be some kind of Force Ghost battle at the end of this. It was actually an idea to do something similar at the end of Return of the Jedi. Obi-Wan as a ghost was going to turn up and help. You know, when The Empire Strikes Back and he's like, Luke, I cannot help you. You must face Vader alone. And the next movie was going to be like, look, I lied. I can't help. Here I am.
Hello there.
Here's something, though, I want to make mention of. It's a story that Kevin Smith tells in relation to his set visit to Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker. That's what this one's called. And the final shot of the movie. I'll just let this play. I might just have a lie down when that's happening.
So I got to hang out and be there on set. And there was this scuttlebutt about a set there at Pinewood. A big set that they were like, you have to see this. When you see it, it'll melt your mind. And I was like, what was it? And they're like, ask JJ. And so I asked JJ, I was like, they keep telling me I should see the set. And he goes, don't. I said, why? And he goes, the last shot of the movie. So I was like, well, now I really want to see it. And he goes, you don't want this spoiled. You want to be in a theater when this happens, trust me. And then other people on the crew were like, bro, I wish I hadn't seen it. I'm glad I did. He's going, but it will melt your mind.
I love a quality sponsor. I don't accept any old crap on this channel, and today's sponsor is an absolute delight. Raycon wireless headphones are that absolute delight I refer to. Founded by Ray J and used by the likes of Snoop Dogg, they are super comfortable in a range of awesome colors and patterns, making them both stylish and discreet. Now you probably noticed, but I have weird little ears like an elf. Yeah, that's right, you do. But I've found, like those I know who use these, they fit perfectly. And even if that wasn't the case, they come with a variety of fit options. Plus, they're about half the price of other premium wireless earbuds that you can get, but you shouldn't, because these are a better option as they sound just as amazing as other top brands. And look at them not fall out of my weird little ears. Their latest model, the E25, is the best one yet, with 6 hours of playtime. Seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, and a more compact design, so they give you a nice, noise-isolating fit. And it also comes in new, fun colorways. So if you could, please click the link in the description to get 15% off your order. Oh my goodness, 15% off? Are you kidding me? These are already such a great price. This must be some kind of mistake. No, I just checked. It's not. It's a wonderful deal. Now, if you've got any particular theories about this movie that you'd like to throw my way, you know what? I'd love to hear them. I'll tell you why. You can leave it in the comments or hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Sunday Movies, because later this week there's probably going to be a follow-up video where I go through some of the stuff that people have pointed out. Now, I'm not covering any of the leaks, just speculation you might have, or something from this trailer of note that you'd like to see covered. And then maybe subscribe and come back and watch that, because there are videos here every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Plus, also I have a podcast. It's called The Weekly Planet. It comes out every Monday. If you've got to commute to school or work or just kicking around wherever, we cover the movie news of the week and then a topic, do some letters from people who've written in. It's a good old bloody fun time. Some people like it. It's got a very rude theme song. Just so you know, I'm thinking of changing it. Just a heads up there. Thanks for watching this though. I appreciate it. Take care.